Welcome to another video. This is Wabbit again. A few days ago, well, actually for some time, I've been working hard at learning the riddles. And a few days ago, I produced this for you all. This is my my belief in what's coming up in the next month or two. It's a connection to the greatest crash that we will have witnessed in our lifetimes. And it's very simple from a numbers perspective where I look at it. And I've discovered that through some riddles, from some of the old accounts, from just using numbers myself, that the 2nd of October is my focus for that date. Now, a lot of people don't like putting dates on things. It's just what I am. I'm coded. I am the white rabbit. It's what I do. The rabbit's all about time. And this was always going to be the way I present things. And this is just for your perusal. You don't have to make any decisions at all based on this. But this is my Gnosis and what I wanted to share with you. Now, the 2nd of October, it will be exactly 1,440 days since the creation of our friend, Mr. Loop. Mr. Pool. Now, I love that account. I have displayed in many of my videos why he is showing us the simulation, how he is showing us the simulation of time, history repeating. And I will continue to do that over the next coming months of my decodes of how he achieves this. But quite simply, 1,440 days represents the time of one day. 1,440 minutes is the number of minutes in one day. Now, that's quite a poignant part for Paul. And to me, that is a strong number. But also, from his beginnings, it's 3 years, 11 months, and 9 days. And if you've studied my work before and that of Zen of Machiavelli, we know that the 3-11-9, it's all the symbolism back to 9/11. It's the date that it occurred. The year of 2001 equals 3. And then, of course, you've got the 11 and 9. That symbology is used by Paul and some of the other accounts over and over and over again to let us know everything looks back to that period of time. And when the simulations began, they obviously began even before that. But since that time, he tells us to look at those numbers. Since his account returned on the 15th of April when he posted Believe, it's also 77 million seconds to take us to the 2nd of October. It'll be 22 years and 3 weeks since the 9/11 event. Now, the 223, as I've discussed before, is the reverse, the anagram of the mirror, should I say, of 322. It's all about the skull and crossbones, the secret societies. That symbology is huge in Bearable Guy, which I've shown previously and will continue to show you. It'll be exactly 1,300 days since lockdown. Now, these numerical synchronizations, they're just. It is what it is. I'm not saying it's going to happen here because of this, but I'm showing you the mathematical code that plays out in our reality, and they are very, very intriguing. As we know, 13 and 22, the 223, and all these numbers play a massive part in the simulation we're being shown by our riddlers. Since Black Thursday on the 24th of October 1929, it'll be 93 years, 11 months. There's that 931 again, with 1 week and 1 day to add to it. It'll also be 1,127 weeks, 1,120 months, 27 months. Since Black Thursday on the 24th of October. So again, the number synchronizations there are insane, and you can see why Mr. Paul had the numbers 1127 in his name all along, because they represent the 9311. Since Black Monday, 1987, it'll be 13,132 days. And it'll be 12 months and 24 days since the Queen died. Now, for those of you who haven't understood what the Queen's importance in many of these riddles is, she represents the old guard. Her disappearance, predicted by Paul via the Black Swans, was key in my awakening to the simulation. And of course, 1224 is the day that the Bearable Guy posts his annual post for the last 3 years. Unfortunately, the last one was last year. We shall not see another, but that will be discussed in another another video coming up. So, what does this really mean? What do all these number synchronicities really mean? Well, they synchronize beautifully, in my opinion. And my opinion is they are here to tell us that the next crash is going to occur. Now, I can already hear you thinking, so that means that XRP will rise from the ashes. And my answer to that literally is everything rises from the bottom. And so I don't think XRP will be safe from any crash that might occur, that might affect all markets. We're not at that point yet. We are not at the point where the financial system is ready to be turned on. And I discussed in my last video when that was, and I believe that is 2025. That's when a lot of the compliance, the technology is in place to be ready, and that is the time. So before that, we're in a speculative market, is my belief. That's not to say that I don't believe liquidity is coming. I believe there is a lot of liquidity coming, and we'll start seeing that come into fruition over the next 9 months or so, without doubt. 10 and 2, the Mickey Mouse, it's the time that's virtually on every watch in every jewelry shop around, the 10 and the 2. In a 12-hour day, this would represent 33% of the clock, because we've got the hours between the 12 hours, the 4 hours of the 4-hour duration in time between 10 and 2 is exactly 33.33%. So there's the magic 33 again being ritualized. And we know what that means. It's very organic. It's the number of vertebrae we have in our body, and among many other things. But we know the 33 degrees of masonry come into play. And that is, they are the people that are showing us. They're likely to be people of that high society who are showing us this simulation and letting us know, one, they're in control, but two, that we have an opportunity ahead of us to enhance our lives. We also see here Aria has made some other connections to the date. She's got some great ways of linking up many of the sort of Q and other decodes. So check her out if you'd like to see some of her thoughts. And so we move on with regard to this crash. We have Finance-A-Lot says a government shutdown on the 2nd of October could trigger a series of bank runs as furloughed government employees and regular customers pull deposits to pay bills. So here is an early warning that government shutdowns could occur. We have some links back to the debt ceiling. Obviously, the 33 trillion debt ceiling is approaching ever faster, and I suspect we will see a 33.1, like the Cicada 3301. We'll probably see 33.1 at the very least before we see any kind of debt ceiling crash. Here's where some of the decodes come in. We have Geronimo, now alleged to have been just a normal person once upon a time, but I believe this account has learnt the ways and understands what's going on. And back on the 19th of February at 1:22 p.m. he dropped Crash Butler. Now, that referred to a tweet that Aldous put out. There was somebody called Butler, who I believe was either born or died on 6/22. Now, originally, that linked nicely to the 22nd of June for 123 days from either the 22nd of January or the 19th of February. But instead, if we look at 32 weeks, 1 day from this post, or 225, which is a golden ratio element of 589, here, that takes us to the 2nd of October. Here's Ross Vandermeer, says, expect major arrest, expect a market crash, expect bail-ins, expect all of these in the next 3 months. Surprise. Things will happen when you least expect it. Liquidity crisis in 2019 and solution 2020. That can be debated what 2020 and 2019 mean, but I know that Ross works in time, and it's something I've become to understand. Here he again says, expecting the DJIA to fall below 20,000 points September to October. Prepare, get out of the stock market. Looking at the timestamp, 9:23. If you are in a stock market, I think actually 9:23 would probably be a very good day to get out of the stock market. Here we are with Mr. Loop. When the ride ends, the anagram mirror of the date on the 10th of February 22, he posted this, and that links to the Economist magazine, When the Ride Ends. And here we go at the top of the ride, well above the clouds. It's about to end, and mysteriously there is at the top of the anagram of 210. Belushi, because I know how to understand the time values of this tweet. This tweet indeed takes us to 10:2, and he says, the crash will make your jaw drop. All are expecting a moon bull run. I know what's coming. So for a while, I've been saying I think the sentiment in September will change. I think it's possible that a lot of people will be thinking there's going to be some kind of moon run, and he's telling us that it's not. So it begins. It has many. Don't tell me it only has one answer. It doesn't. It has many. And I'm going to give you one of my many decodes of this coming up. But interestingly, we have the Three Pyramids theme. The Egyptian New Year begins 7/19, the 19th of July, if you look back into historical context. And if quite simply, if we go from New Year's Eve and add 2 months and 14 days, which is highlighted on this mountain, 214, that takes us to the 2nd of October. Just one element of, so it begins a data point, if nothing else. And there we go. We have, let's move on, 1 year, 5 months, basically with Mr. Paul highlighting the harvest moon. What is a harvest? A harvest is when you reap the rewards of your crop and you cut them down and you have your produce to sell or manufacture with. Okay, he's highlighting that at a timestamp of 10:52. 1 year, 5 months and 2 weeks later, it matches the duration. 532, which takes us to the 29th of September 2023. That is the date of the harvest moon, and that is the date where I am considering taking profits from the market. This is not financial advice. It's just what I'm doing because of the way I'm able to decode. Everybody has their own choices to make in the world, but based on everything I've written up there, I believe. And so that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed some of the contribution. I will be explaining how time is decoded in the future. I will explain how I come to some of these conclusions. But quite simply, look out for bullish sentiment in September and the harvest moon, and make your own decisions. If nothing else, have cash available for the dip round about mid-October. The 13th of October is what I am thinking, believing based on other elements that I have been decoding. So I wish you all the very, very best. Whatever happens going forward, take care. Have a lovely weekend. All the best. Bye-bye.